What's good, YouTube American RX at it again. Shout out to the subscribers, shout out to the viewers. Thank you for viewing. This evening I'll be making a presentation on what the CDC really is, and that it's a privately owned vaccine company. And yeah, let's get to it. So it's Robert Kennedy Jr. CDC is a privately owned vaccine company. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. claims that CDC owns patents on at least 57 different vaccines and profits $4.1 billion per year in vaccination sales. Wow. According to the RFK Jr., the CDC is not an independent government agency, but is actually a subsidiary of Big Pharma. Okay, it's a subsidiary of Big Pharma. So these big pharmacy like your Walgreens, all of them, alright? Also, I don't know if you know who the Kennedy is. He was assassinated. This is his I think his son or his grandson, okay? Green Median Info.com reports Mr. Kennedy told EcoWatch the CDC is a subsidiary of the pharmaceutical industry. The agency owns more than 20 vaccine patents and purchases and sells 4.1 billion in vaccines annually. Again, no source. I have been around long enough to know that vaccine claims have to be checked and rechecked, and since this is a very old claim, one that I would like to be able to state if it is true, I decided to review it. I am fortunate to have as one of my partners in advocacy, fellow autism parent Mark Blaxill, an intellectual property expert who has been employed by billion-dollar corporations to manage their patents. Blaxill was the man who found out that HHS through NIH owns patents on all HPV vaccines and receives a percentage of the profits for each dose of Gardasil and Cervarix administered anywhere in the world. He published the stunning revelation in a detailed 3-part expose entitled A License to Kill, Part 1, how a public-private partnership made the government Merck's Gardasil partner. When I contacted Blaxill to ask how to run a patent search, he was kind enough to do it for me. He found 57 granted US patents with the CDC listed as an assignee. You can see the research results here. Okay. Upon cursory review of the patents, I found that one did not seem applicable to vaccination, but merely referenced an article on vaccination. That leaves us with the 56 CDC patents to scrutinize. Here's what I found. There are CDC patents applicable to vaccines for flu, rotavirus, hepatitis A, HIV, anthrax, rabies, dengue fever. Okay, dengue fever is what they sent to the islands, right? You know, a lot of people died from dengue fever on the islands, right? West Nile virus, group A strep, pneumococcal disease, meningococcal disease, RSV, gastroenteritis, and there was an outbreak on the islands as well, gastroenteritis, Japanese encephalitis, SARS. As you know, SARS is really what you call coronavirus right now, Rift Valley fever, and chlamydophila pneumoniae, right? There's a CDC patent for nucleic acid vaccines for preventions of flavivirus infections, which has applications in vaccines for Zika, right? We all know we had a Zika outbreak not too long ago on the islands. West Nile virus, dengue fever, tick-borne encephalitis virus, yellow fever, Palm Creek virus, and Parramatta River virus. Okay? So they got patent for all of those. CDC also has several patents for administering various shots via aerosol delivery system for vaccine. There's a CDC patent on a process for vaccine quality control by quantifying proteins in a complex preparation of uni or multivalent commercial or research vaccine preparations. There's a CDC patent on a method for producing a model for evaluating the antiretroviral effects of drugs and vaccine. CDC has a patent for companies who want to test their respiratory system applicable vaccine on artificial lung system. Okay, so they have patent for everything. All right, every disease. Right, if a vaccine maker is concerned that their vaccine might contain a human rhinovirus, CDC has a patent on the process for determining if such contamination exists. CDC has patent on an assay to assist vaccine makers in finding antigen-specific antibodies in a biological sample. Now, people, this goes back to eugenics. All right, these are weaponized vaccines and weaponized disease. All right, these were deliberately created in labs. Okay. CDC holds a patent that provides vaccine makers with a model with a method of reducing the replicative fitness of pathogen by deoptimizing codons, asserting that pathogens with deoptimized codons can be used to increase the phenotypic stability of attenuated vaccines. The agency also holds a patent on adjuvants for a vaccine used on premature infants and young babies. Okay, they have vaccines for even the young, so the infants, those vaccines that they give the children at birth, right? The CDC is the one who's patenting those vaccines, right? So when your children end up with these vaccines, this is how they claim their property, by saying your child holds their vaccines in their body. So it's a tagging system, all right? There is a CDC patent to cover a vaccine for infection induced by a tapeworm found in pork. They even have patents that cover vaccines for animal illnesses, including canary pox virus, cowpox virus, sealpox virus, dog flu, and monkey cancer. Does this seem like public health agency making independent vaccine recommendations, or a private company with an impressive portfolio to which one might look for investment opportunities? Okay, so they're like bookkeepers, all right? CDC is reputed to be an independent government agency making vaccine recommendation to the public, only for our public good. They are the agency charged with vaccine safety oversight via their Immunization Safety Office. Here's how the office describes its charge. CDC's Immunization Safety Office plays a vital role in ensuring our nation's vaccine safety. Okay, sound immunization policies affecting children and adults in the U.S. depend on continuous monitoring of the safety and effectiveness of vaccines. CDC uses many strategies to assess vaccine safety, to identify health problems possibly related to vaccines, and to conduct. So what they're really saying, vaccines aren't safe. Because they identify health problems possibly related to vaccines, that means it's not a certainty that it's safe. Okay, and to conduct studies that help determine whether the health problem is caused by a specific vaccine. CDC also works with other federal government agencies and other stakeholders to determine the appropriate public health response to vaccine safety concerns and to communicate the benefits and risks of vaccines. The Immunization Safety Office regularly reports on vaccine safety monitoring findings and any concerns to CDC's Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices. This advisory group develops the recommended vaccine schedule for children and adults in the U.S. The U.S. ACIP considers the safety and effectiveness of vaccines before making recommendations to the vaccine schedule or changing recommendations for vaccine use. Okay? Note that they are proudly state that they report to the ACIP, the same committee, all of it infamously serve as if this reporting somehow adds legitimacy to their vaccine safety network. Same committee that Congress has excoriated for their long history of conflicts of interest. Okay, so there's a lot of stakeholders, right, where vaccines, viruses are involved, right? A lot of these people who orchestrate these pandemics and all of that, they are behind it because it's profitable, all right? That's where the conflict of interest chimes in, all right? Nowhere on the CDC's website can I find a disclosure that the agency is a profit partner with a vaccine maker for whom it is supposed to be providing safety oversight. Mr. Kennedy is in very safe territory by reporting that CDC has over 20 patents that create vast undisclosed conflicts of interest in vaccine safety. He's understating the problem by more than half. This brief look at current patents held by CDC deserves an in-depth review to determine exactly what current financial relationships with vaccine makers now exist and what the current impact those revenue streams are likely having on vaccine safety positions. So it's a revenue stream, okay, for investors, for bandits, all right, or pirates. So your health is the booty, right? They're pirating your health. Okay, yeah, it's big business. You know what I'm saying? Putting your health at risk is big business, big pharma business. Okay. Furthermore, one must closely look at the financial relationship between the CDC and vaccine makers it is currently courting, to include the potential exploitation of new patents for financial gain. Okay, pay attention. Exploitation of new patents for financial gain. These are merely a few lines of inquiry among hundreds needing to be examined, and why the potential RFK Commission on Vaccine Safety must be impaneled, right? No wonder the vaccine industry, and let's not kid ourselves, CDC is the vaccine industry, right? So they are the ones who regulate the vaccines, right? Whatever vaccines that they may come up with for the cause and effect, okay? And their media outlets are fighting with such fury to prevent the RFK Commission from being formed. Fortunately, Mr. Kennedy has already said he will fight this corruption against our children until his last breath. And we seem to have a new president who doesn't hear what pharma and mainstream media throughout him. There's more than 20 years worth of documented abuse and corruption in the vaccine program that, if properly examined, would at the very least force reforms that would drastically reduce the profits of the industry. The vaccine business is currently $30 billion per year industry in which organizations like World Health Organization have urged increased investments, projecting that it will become $100 billion per year industry by 2025. Okay? Thus, it is evident that CDC and their business partners need the public to not only be okay with the 69 doses of recommended childhood vaccines, 69 doses, people. You go your 6 on your 9 again. But to begin to adhere to the additional 100 plus doses of vaccines recommended by the new adult schedule, and to be ready to inject their families with an additional 271 vaccine in the development pipeline. Wow. That profit boom can't happen if the corruption in the industry and the vast unassessed damage that it has done to the health of children and our adults is laid open for all to finally see. 30 billion per year industry will become a sub 10 billion per year industry with a cap on how much it can make, because there's a cap on how much the human body can process. Wow. Big experiment. We must continue to press the Trump administration for a comprehensive vaccine safety review and reform, including the universal right to forego any and all vaccines without coercion. Without the White House to ignore CDC abuses, run interference with the American public, corrupt vaccine industry may be turning into a paper